Liam, lineup report. Oilers took to the ice today in Edmonton for their skate, and there was exactly one change, and it's a rather interesting one. Kris Knoblauch throwing Dylan Holloway up on the third line for the Oilers, getting the demotion down to the fourth line is Warren Foegele. First, from the Holloway perspective, you don't need me to remind you of this, but I will. This is a pro Dylan Holloway show. We like what he brings to the lineup. We like the Oilers giving chances to young players, even though it's the playoffs. He's got 2 goals in 4 games. He ended the season with, basically point per game production in his last stint running out the final games of the regular season. There's a lot to like about this guy. I think when you look at what he's continued to do, the 2-goal performance aside in the other 3 games, has Dylan Holloway been consistently physical?
Yes.
Has Dylan Holloway been generating scoring chances?
Bingo.
Has Dylan Holloway been strong on the forecheck?
C.
Has he made any mistakes in the D zone?
No. I can't think of anything. No.
I think it's just no.
Yeah.
I think it's just no. Warren Foegele on the other side. Has he scored?
Yeah.
He's got 1, right?
Yeah, the empty net goal.
Yeah, the empty net goal. Has he scored?
It's actually a big goal.
It was. It was 6-4, then it was 7-4. There was a minute left. I'm not going to say that was a big goal.
It was big in the moment because I hit that. I had a bet that night.
Fair enough. Has he scored on a goalie yet?
No. Make your narratives, people.
And the other thing, has he been consistently physical?
No. He's really just struggled overall, hasn't he? Like he's somehow gone from in 5 games the second line right winger all the way down to the fourth line, and we have the saying "earned, not given," and he has unfortunately earned his way down to that spot, but not in a good way, right? So he needs to find his game, and for him as well, like. This is really going to dictate his contract. And it might favor the Oilers if they want to bring him back. Good regular season. Like, I know it's obviously a conversation for a couple of weeks from now, but not good for him to be on the fourth line.
No.
But good for the Oilers that they have enough players playing well enough to push their second line right winger down to the fourth line.
This is depth, is all it is, right? Like you have someone playing well on the fourth line, you throw him up. Hopefully this lights a fire under Warren Foegele and you get a good performance out of him. I also think we'll see a little bit of a rotation. I think, Foegele and Janmark will get shifts with 97 next game. I think with Derek Ryan in the lineup, it's not, 11-6, but it's 11.5-6 is kind of the way I look at it. Derek Ryan's not getting a full 5-on-5 run here. He's there to kill penalties. He's there if you need him out late in the game to protect the lead or as face-off insurance, like we pointed out yesterday. But 5-on-5, it's giddy up time. And you put Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl out there as much as you can, and if that means stapling Derek Ryan to the bench for 10 to 15 straight minutes because it's all 5-on-5 play, then that's what you're doing. Also, back on home ice, last change. If Connor McDavid was just on the ice and he's only been off for 45 seconds, but there's an icing and LA's got someone hemmed, I want Connor McDavid over the boards with Matthias Janmark and Warren Foegele more than I want Derek Ryan over the board. Simple as that.
Me too. And I think Derek Ryan might have earned a bit more trust with Coach Knoblauch over the weekend in that game. We saw him make that good offensive play to Holloway to get him that chance in the first period. Late in the game, I know it was for face-off reasons, but still threw him over the boards there to go and give the others a chance in the last minute or two to win that face-off draw if they needed it. So to Derek Ryan's credit, he is a true professional. He'll come in, play the minutes you need him to play. Not going to argue anything, right? And then he comes out after the game and he's like, yep, we did a good job because we drew a penalty. We create a chance, whatever it may be, right? He puts a lot of pride into his position, and I think that's why he's very well respected professional player, right? And I think it's probably why he got 2 years on his deal as well.
Yeah, probably.
As much as that's kind of weird, it still happened. But I like it. I liked him the other day.
Yep, I thought it was fine. I want to get to what everybody's saying about this lineup report over in the YouTube chat quickly. Joel says I'd like to see Brown play some minutes, but I'm guessing that's in round 2. Connor Brown feels like he's at the point again. Foegele hasn't been great. I don't think they healthy scratch Foegele for Connor Brown. I would be very, very, very surprised if that happened. I know Foegele had been healthy scratched in years past. Against Colorado, he sat up in the press box for a game. But this is a bit of a different Warren Foegele. There's enough upside there, and he had a good enough regular season where I'm not sitting him for Connor Brown. I'm only sitting Connor Brown for Matthias Janmark, and Matthias Janmark's playing too good.
Foegele's just streaky, isn't he? And sometimes, too, like you play against certain teams, and they just have your number.
Yeah.
But you remember, like, last couple of games of the regular season, when everyone was out, Foegele really was leading the way. Thought he was really good against Arizona. He played a great game against Colorado when nobody else was around. He's just struggling at the moment, and it's fine, but I wouldn't even consider scratching him. I think you're just causing too much ruckus at a time where you don't need it.
Yeah. What do we got here? Bo says, I was happy with his play throughout the year, but he didn't do it this past 2 years we've had him. He's prone to regressing.
Is that Foegele?
Yeah.
I thought he was really good in the postseason last year.
Yeah, actually, last year, if you remember that year, it was slow, and then he built. And the last 2 months of the regular season, going into the playoffs, we were saying it was the best we'd seen from Warren Foegele as an Oiler. And the production maybe wasn't there, but I felt like effort-wise, he was very, very good.
He had a goal in Game 6 against Vegas,
but
nobody else was showing up. Like, he was good. I don't know what the expectations are for him. You know, he's just going to be a depth scorer, and I think maybe the expectations were a bit too high coming into the playoffs, and maybe I pushed the boat on that.
Maynard, but Brown can't become Pisani like I predicted if he doesn't play. Yep, that is fair. I had visions of him scoring big playoff goals, and maybe that's still to come. For right now, though,
not over. Yamamoto had a big goal last year, and he was playing like 8 minutes a night.
Yeah, Klim Kostin played 3 minutes in an elimination game.
Yeah,
dog.
Big. Someone keeps saying bring up Brad Malone. Well, Brad Malone just retired, so I think they're just gonna let him kind of go.
Before you would ever even think about playing Brad Malone, you play Connor Brown, you play
Lavoie,
you play Carrick, you play Gagne. It would need, and yeah, I agree, probably Lavoie's ahead of him. You would need 4 injuries to the forward group. I would go ahead and say 5 injuries to the forward group because they'd sooner go 11-7.
Ernie
would play. Hamlin would play. You would need.
Kajula.
You know what? Listen, chat, you're not going to like this, and I know I have a tendency to say some weird Oiler shit. Seeing a team try to grind through 8 injuries would actually be kind of funny.
No, it would not. Not this team, though. Different team.
Oh, yeah, sure. But, like, Oilers having a playoff game where they're, like, just, like, random. Like, guys are just whatever, sick. And it's like, oh, my God, James Hamlin's our second-line center tonight. What the hell's going on?
What is this, February?
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.